Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
How many Latinos in the house? Let me see it. Awesome people like you guys have paid a price to get in here. And then we have an incredible lineup of people that have already spoken. Sam Bakhtiar, good friend of mine. Tim Story, and then my mentor, Ed Milet. So you're going to hear him after me. Let me introduce myself formally. My name is Guillermo Haro. I'm a resident here of Glendora, California. I've lived there now for 11 years. Prior to living in Glendora, I had a one-bedroom condo in Pomona, right here. I call it Ghetto Pomona, on on Town Avenue, cross street there with Arrow Highway, where the Paisa Walmart is at. So I was living there. And I got introduced to this business. I got introduced to the financial services business. They told me the financial services is incredibly lucrative. And I decided to follow someone who was headed to the top. So one of my messages to you is you got to find a mentor. You got to find someone who's headed where you want to go. And for me, that one phone call led me to a meeting where I went to one of these meetings. And that day I shook hands with the guy who was going to teach me how to become successful. The guy who was going to coach me, teach me, assess me, correct me. And boy, he did he. And it panned out real nice because after a few years, this dude right here with no college education, I dropped out of East Los Angeles College. I just went there because I was Mexican, that's it. And I just felt that, man, there's got to be something out there that I want to do. I want to be somebody. My whole life, I wanted to be somebody. I just believed something out there was going to happen. And thank God I got that phone call, went to that meeting, got started in the business. And today I have an incredible life. The life that you should have. A life where it's completely fulfilled. I live life on my terms. I'm married to this beautiful one right here. Honey, can you stand up for a little bit? Look at this one right here. I'm married to that beautiful one right there. I'm Guillermo Haro. I have 3 beautiful children. I have a 17-year-old daughter, Sophia. She's getting ready to go to college, getting ready to graduate, I believe, next week. And she's gotten accepted to a couple of D1 universities, so super proud of her. She's gotten straight A's since she started school. Where she gets her smarts from, I can't tell you. So I have 2 young boys. He's a 6-year-old, Valentino, probably going to be in the NBA. We're going to put some money into that. And then I have my little man, Maximiliano. He's 3 years old, and I'm not exactly sure what he's going to do, so we'll find out. So here are the 3 topics I want to go over with you today. One is communication. I believe successful people are good communicators. They're great storytellers. Successful people make it a point to make sure that their speaking is part of their game. And all of you guys out there, how many guys right now you're dealing with a customer? You're dealing with an end user. Raise your hand if you're dealing with customers. By the way, raise your hand if you really got a lot of customers. This is like broke and this is like rich. Okay, so let me see who you are. So if you're dealing with customers out there, you got to increase your ability to commute with them, to communicate with them, to relate to them. And communication is at the top of most people's challenges because we're not sort of taught how to do that. I also want to talk to you about the economics that you can control and the economics that are out there for you to deal with. And then I also want to talk to you about politics. A lot of us are not sort of interested in that, but I think it's just important. Politics is an important part of your business and your life, and you got to know how to deal with it. Let's talk about communication from the way not to do it. We have examples of people in high government that don't know how to communicate, and that's why there's so much detachment now. I just recently came back from one of my investment forums out there, and do you know that America today is in a financial crisis? For many people out there, the economy is good. It says the economy is booming. The question is for who? And because we're entrepreneurs, that gives us the opportunity to do the things that are important to us. But I want you to see the statistics. These are your customers, my customers, anyone out there who's an end user. It says almost half of Americans today approaching retirement, they have nothing saved. I want you to picture about that. Almost half of the people you see, 1 out of every 2 people have 0 saved for retirement. Many of you can, many of you can't. And many of your clients can't. So it's important that we understand where we stand. According to the Associated Press, this is a happening thing in America today. People don't save money. They spend money, they're foolish with money, they go to happy hour, they got a Starbucks habit, they buy bottled water, they got all the apps on their phone, they got a round of liquor at the bar, but they don't save any money. So this is sort of a wake-up call for all of us in here. You're an entrepreneur, you're supposed to be fiscally sound. That's one of the things that I learned in this business. They taught me how to save your money and be frugal and have delayed gratification. Sam talked about that. Hey, don't go get that car right now. You don't have to be in a hurry to spend your money. Learn how to make money and keep it. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. Next. More than 3/4, 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Many of us that are in the services business, we live commission to commission. So, it's a problem out there. How do you fix it? Well, I think we got to revisit our habits. Money is a habit. The right money habits will make you financially independent and rich, and the wrong money habits will take you to the poorhouse. And there's so many people that are looking rich but living poorly. A lot of people trying to look rich, going poor. So, next one. It says, here's all the Americans out there aged 18 to 29. They just say, oh, the hell with it. They just live a socialist life. That's a popular topic in America today. Well, we believe in capitalism. Raise your hand if you're about being a capitalist. That should be everybody. All America stands for capitalism, not socialism, but yet it's turning a little bit because of people's financial situations. And school does a poor job of teaching us about our economics, and our parents, and our friends, and almost the people we hang out with. No one really educates us on how to get ahead financially. Let's talk about some things here that are more important. Move forward. Next one. That man right there gave me some of the principles that I live by today. We talk about before you spend money, save. It says rich people save their money first and spend the difference. Poor people spend the money first and then save the difference. But there is no difference. So, next one. It's great to be in the financial services business. You sell a money product. Many of you guys out there, you sell a money product. So it's super important to understand where we're at. According to this Bloomberg report, it says there, the financial services industry creates the most amount of billionaires out there in America today. So I don't know about you, but one of my goals is to become a billionaire, so I think I'm in the right industry, and we go with everything we have. So it's a great thing to live in this industry. Financial services business is the highest paid in the U.S. I was born in the rancho. My mom had no Lamont classes. She didn't have a doctor. My grandmother was a midwife, and into this world came this guy right here. Isn't that amazing? By the way, that's the house where I was born at right there. No running water, no toilet, no direct TV. You're supposed to laugh, my goodness. Next one. So, my mother took off to the United States and left my sister and I. That was the last picture we took before she left to the United States. That's my sister and I. Next one. And here's the home that I start off with. I lived in a one-bedroom condo. I had my expenses really skinny. I'll show you some personal economics here. But one of the things that I've learned is you got to learn how to create what's called a wealth gap. Let me teach you something here. It says these are your expenses, and then everything above your expenses is the wealth gap. So let's suppose you make 10 grand a month, and your expenses are around that. So if you make $20,000 a month, that difference, that other 10, should be socked away, so therefore you start to build wealth, economic wealth. And that's one of the things that I did. So let me get the next one. This is my mortgage statement. I want to share something with you. It's April 1st, 2005. And there's my address, there's my name, there's my address, 2410 Northtown Avenue, apartment number 2, or unit number 2. My mortgage payment, next one. If you see there, my mortgage payment was $515. If you can imagine that. $515 was my mortgage payment back then. And then if you go to my commission statement from the time where, if you track that same thing, if you go to April 2005, that month I made nearly $83,000 in 1 month. So I want you to do the math here. I made $83,000 in 1 month, and my mortgage payment was $515. Anybody impressed? I was. I know you're not impressed, but I was like, what the hell? Are you serious? This is pretty freaking awesome. $83,000 back then. I was in business, starting to really rack up my income. Next one. And then they teach you how to save and save and save. And I started an investment portfolio. And the investment portfolio referenced all the accounts that I have and the mutual funds and Index Universal Life and the different investment products out there. And I was busy funding. I wasn't paying bills, I was funding my investments. Most people buy things on sale. I was buying investments on sale. And I was able to create this financial fortress by which I can live on for the rest of my life. So it's super important to save your money, to accumulate wealth. I understand there's other people who have different ideas about that, but hey, this works. It's awesome being cash rich. It's awesome. It's amazing. It'll take all your worries away. It'll make you sleep at night. Super important. Next one. My 6 year in business made over $1 million cash flow. in this business. Over $1 million in cash flow in business. Then the next year, made another million, and I just kept saving and saving and investing. And people says, well, what about all this money? What if you die? How come you don't buy nice cars? How come you don't buy this big house? I said, well, all that's coming. It's on layaway. Remember back when we were kids, we had layaway? So it's on layaway, delayed gratification. So I understood that. And yeah, there was some criticism. I've got to be honest with you. Some people say, hey, you're making all this money. What if you just don't enjoy it? I said, there'll come a time for that too. But in the meantime, we're in the accumulation phase. So many of us in here, we are quick to grab some money that you make, you become successful, but we're quick to spend it because it's sort of, we're in a consumer world. Well, I was taught differently, and I happen to buy into that concept. The concept of accumulating wealth, of positioning your family so that you're not in financial straits like everybody else. Think about it. Most people live financially under stress. If you're in sales or if you have a job, if you're in traffic or if you're not in traffic, if you're accumulating assets, this is a cool thing to do for you to have a future that your family's not going to be stressed out about. Here's another million. Next one. So then at that point, I said, okay, I got enough money saved. Let me go buy a house. I went and bought an estate. Almost a 10,000 square foot home up in the hills. And then next one. Here's a view from the back. Pretty cool. So I went from a one-bedroom condo in Pomona, California to a 10,000 square foot estate up in the hills. I'm not showing off, I'm just telling you what I did. Just so that we're clear on that. Next one. We have 2 small cars and 1 big one. My kid has a red Ferrari, and the other kid has a Mercedes, and that's me and my wife there in the picture. So we're living life on our terms. We wake up when we're rested, and we go to sleep when we're tired. That's a pretty cool way to live, isn't it? Pretty impressive. Next one. Success is never given. My parents didn't give me any money. I got no inheritance. I'm not a trust baby. We've earned every single dime we have. And you must earn it yourself too. The best way to get to the top is step by step, and you earn it, so therefore you're proud of it. It builds character, it builds strength, it builds lots of self-confidence. And this is an amazing story that we have here. Next one. Here we go. Take dead aim at what you want. Let me ask you all a question here. You're here at this event. You're improving your lives. What do you want? Walk out of here today and says, okay, I know what I want. Get really clear. Get crystal clear on what does he want. Do you want financial independence? Do you want a home? Do you want to get out of debt? What are your goals? What specifically do you want? So take dead aim at what you want. Commit to paying the price to get it. Prepare, focus, and launch. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. My name is Guillermo Haro. Follow me on Instagram. See you guys on the